let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sully Squad. Glad to be back. We took the week off last week. It was my little guy's birthday, so we kind of laid low. Plus, there's, it's not too much crazy stuff going on in the sports world, although that hockey game yesterday was pretty amazing. I went out for that. That was really cool. I got to admit, that was a really cool game. You had, the Sixers played a couple, were really struggling, no Embiid, but they had a big win last night. And then of course, maybe we'll get in a little bit of the Phillies stuff. It doesn't look like Bryce Harper's too happy with management and the team. So we'll get into that. And then, the Eagles are always a topic. I mean, all last week on the sports talk, all you hear is AJ Brown, he's on the podcast with Julian Edelman and Gronkowski, and they're yucking it up. And, so who knows he's kind of winking, saying he wants to be a Patriot. So, kind of a lot going on in sports, but nothing really too much on the field, really. So, but anyway, we're going to get into it here. I got my usual cast here. I got my man Jeff right next to me. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, bro?
Okay, hanging in there. Dug up and dug out, and sick of this weather.
Yeah, I hear you on that, man. It was a long day of digging out, that's for sure. Sean, and I got below Jeff, I got my man Sean. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
What's up, fellas? Hanging in there.
Yeah, so a lot of it's a lot, some things going on here. I mean, first off, I guess we'll start it off like, I know a lot of people because we went out yesterday. Amanda and I met Bob, and Keno wound up coming out. Bob's girl, Beth came out. And we had a nice crowd. We went to the McGurk's in Fort Washington, and it was really cool having food and beers at 8:00 in the morning. It was 5:00 somewhere, put it that way. So,
oh, wow. Pretty cool.
Great game. I mean, I was kind of getting a little annoyed because it's like, Team USA won fair and square, and I'm looking at all these people from Canada and even some of the players like crying about the 3-on-3 and, saying they were the better team and all. Well, the bottom line is you weren't the better team yesterday because, they won fair and square. Like, did Canada carry the play? The last time I checked, they don't give you gold medals or hang banners because you carried the play. It's all of scoreboard said USA 2, Canada 1. So, like, what was your thoughts on the game and the perspective and how big is it for USA hockey? Like, Jeff, I'll start with you. Like, how big is? I mean, because Christ, first gold medal since 1980, so 46 years in the making. Like, Jeff, what was your thoughts on the significance of that game yesterday?
I have my big thing. I have a couple things on U.S. hockey in general and the Olympics in general. I think they should all be. They shouldn't be NHL players. It should be like it was in 1980. It should be, college players or however, it goes that way. But that's what it should be.
And all that, yeah.
You've already made the pinnacle of being the best of the best, being the NHLs and some things like that. So to me, that's the way that is. As far as it comes down to the game, it was a hell of a game. It was a fun game to watch. I knew before the game even started because Crosby wasn't playing, and I have nothing personal against Canada. So if there's anybody that's going to jump on my back, you can. But Canada is a bunch of crying bitches.
I agree.
I knew it. I knew as soon as Crosby wasn't going to play, they were going to blame it on him. They're going to blame it on everything they can because when they lose, wah, wah, wah. Sorry. That's how I feel about Canada. It's like their blood. You know what I mean? What's Canada known for? Snow and hockey.
Yeah.
They're going to win. They're going to whine.
Yeah, it was funny. One of my buddies sent me it was like a meme. It had all North America and it had Canada pussies, and then right below it said not pussies. That's all I got to say about that. You know what I mean? I mean, USA won fair and square, and stop the whining. Y'all should have found a way to score another goal. Shout out. I mean, Team USA's goalie was unbelievable. I mean, he was unbelievable. That was one of the best goalie performances I think I've ever seen in my life.
Since Dominic Hasek.
Hasek, yeah.
Yeah, Sean, what was your main takeaway and perspective?
The goal, you just said it, the goalie and the Hughes brothers, man. Kid gets his chicklets knocked out.
Yeah.
Stays in the game, scores the game winner in overtime. Game over.
And they also had a nice little tribute with Goudreau and everything.
That was real nice too, yeah. To involve him because he would have been part of the team,
Yep.
But just to involve the whole family, that was real nice. As a matter of fact, they just landed. They said I was watching a sports show. They landed in Miami.
I was going to say, they had to go to Miami. They couldn't come East Coast because of the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I really thought it was great. I thought it was great, and it's going to be a culture shock because the Flyers start playing. What do the Flyers start
Wednesday,
playing this week? Right,
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, so I mean, like it's definitely going to be a culture shock going from watching the level of play that was at that Olympics to regular season hockey. Let alone the Flyers. And. Yeah. And on a Flyers note, I was just on the internet today, and Ristolainen supposedly looked pretty good in the Olympics. So now there's teams, there's a lot of buzz that maybe the Flyers may wind up trading him because some teams have some interest in him. So
this is what one other thing I wanted to say about what I saw with the game. I kept thinking to myself, why the hell don't we have a goalie like that?
Yeah, we never really have since we
screwed up.
Know how to.
We screwed up by getting rid of Bob.
Yeah,
should have never gotten rid of Bobrovsky. I said it then, and I'll keep saying it to this day. We should have never gotten rid of Bobrovsky. Yeah. And now we play this 2-goal tandem bullshit. It just doesn't work. We need a goalie. We tried all the obs that are out there. None of the Kozlov and what's the other guy? Yeah,
I know what you want to say, but they're not working. Yeah,
Tivlov, whatever the hell it is. We need a goalie. So if they're going to want to trade something, we have too many young guys too. We need a couple of veterans on the team. I understand where Jonesy and Briere are trying to go with this, but you have to have some veterans. Coots is done. Coots needs to go somewhere else and kind of, puts out his career kind of like Giroux did.
Yeah.
But we need to get some veterans in here and get some of these kids going and do that. It's been too long. Let's put it that way.
Doesn't Detroit or Chicago have like some reliable veteran goalies? Look at that. I mean,
the weird part is there's a couple teams out there that has goalies that we had and we let them go after 1 year.
Yeah, I don't want retread. I don't want guys that've been here.
Yeah,
just like you said, it's a shame we don't hit on the goalies. It's since Bob,
Yeah,
and we haven't had anything since.
And you go way back. I mean, Pelle Lindbergh dies. All right, so they bring up a guy who's not ready yet. Hextall.
Yeah.
Look what happened with that. That went fabulous. And then they brought up Froze when Hextall had his problems. He was unbelievable. And then again, we had Bobrovsky, but no, we had to get rid of him for the goofball Brizkalov, which really ruined us.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Fucci? How you doing? Mike Fucci checking in. He says, "What's up, good fellas?" Maurice Wright, what's up, y'all? Hey, Maurice, how you doing? What's up, bro? yeah, hopefully you guys got all dug out and out and about and stuff today. So, yeah, man. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for the Flyers. But I do know that the Olympics were really cool.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. That's one thing for me. I mean, I love all the sports, but I was saying yesterday, how, out of the four majors, like for me, I know Jeff, I know you have hockey higher than I do. But like out of the four majors, even though I like hockey a lot, hockey's number 4. But I will say this though, when it comes to like the NHL finals and when it comes to like things like yesterday, the Olympics, hockey's up there because you could just see like the one thing I really respect about how the Olympics were, you could see how much it meant to those guys. To your point, Jeff, like I know you were saying, and I kind of agree with you. It was really kind of cool. Or pros already. Like in basketball, you could clearly see how much a gold medal meant to these kids, and I thought that was great. I mean, the patriotism was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're looking at guys, that are already millionaires, that are playing in the NHL, making good money, trying to get Stanley Cups, and the gold. And like and the thing with Johnny Gaudreau and is really cool. Like when they showed his parents and everything in the stand.
Because Chuck had played 6 years with him in Calgary, so it kind of meant something. And he had to do it not only for himself but for the family. It was tragic what happened. But
they had his jersey hanging up in the locker room at the last jersey on the walkout. They had that there. I thought it would be pretty cool too if they would have brought the women's hockey team down on the ice at the end. They got a picture. You know how they get the picture with Team USA? They should have got the women there too and got a whole huge picture of both teams.
And Jack Hughes' interview was just something else. Instead of him saying about me getting that that game-winning goal, he put Hellebuck. He's like, if we don't do anything, we'd have to play a Hellebuck, Yeah. And he must have said it like 2 or 3 times, I mean, that goes to show you what a team player is. And
the funny part is Hellebuck's choked twice in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And
he came up.
Maybe this is kind of a redemption, wake up call. And the funny thing is, he gets to get the last laugh. He plays for the Winnipeg Jets as well as Austin Matthews for the Maple Leafs. So more salt to their wounds.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, what a game from the goalie. Yeah, you got wait, hang on. Well, yeah, you got that right. Yeah, it was one of that. That was literally one of the best. Like I said, that was one of the best goaltending performances I've ever seen. And I was getting a kick. I loved like, I was fiddling around with the phone and like they were showing like the kids in the locker room and the best video, man, was like they were all sitting there singing the Toby Keith, the Uncle Sam, Shake Your. I love that song, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. I love that fucking song. And then there was one thing that was really getting on my nerves because, like I've always had a long thing. Like I can't stand when everybody has to inject political shit into sports, right? And it was so annoying because, like. I'm on X and like you have some of these people making comments because like the kids talk to Trump like after the game and people are like, oh, they shouldn't have done that. Like, just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like the kids just, all these guys just win a gold medal. Like who gives a shit who they talk to? You know what I mean? Like that gets on my nerves, man. Like you see a beautiful moment of a hockey team winning a gold medal for the United States. And then you got these losers who I call them losers because you got a bunch of people, a bunch of losers sitting around on their ass who don't do a fucking thing all day. And then you just sit there and make comments on it. Like, you know what? Like when you win something, it doesn't matter. Like who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, it drives me insane, bro.
Yeah.
Although I did give kudos to Seahawks for turning down to meet Trump at the White House. Way to go! Way to not go.
Well, but that's their prerogative, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my only simple point. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you do what you want. You know, at the end of the day, if you win, fuck it. Oh, yeah, this was great, too. Eddie Prather says, it was great when they brought Johnny Grudeau's kids on the ice after the game.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Oh, it was 100%.
That was awesome. So, but anyway, yeah, so great Olympics. And like we were saying, I guess the only downfall of the Olympics ending is now we're back to the reality of watching the Flyers and hockey.
You're right.
So it's like, you go from that high of watching this great, this great skill level and this great, it's all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Now we're back to the Flyers. Like it's almost like going from fucking it's almost like going from like the Eagles and now you're watching like the UFL. In a way.
You're watching the Browns.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's more apropos. Yeah, because the Flyers the Flyers do have some good players. So, you're right. It's like it's right. It's like watching, an elite team, and then you're like, oh, shit, here come the Browns, You
get the Browns and Jets on a Monday night football game.
Yeah.
You know what's so amazing? It's so amazing, though, how NFL is so king. Because you could put the Browns and the Jets on like a Thursday night, and millions of people be like, "Oh, that game blows." Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They still would have fucking great ratings, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Football isn't the America's sport like baseball used to be. Baseball is a lot of games. So you watch it in the World Series, you watch playoff, but the World Series is the big thing. But if you get two teams you don't like if you don't like, let's say, whatever, the Dodgers and the Yankees, I know you got a lot of people from both areas. You won't get people like myself to watch. I could give a shit. But like you said, there's not many games. There's 17 games in football and then the playoffs. So you're going to just watch everything because it's not a lot there.
Yeah,
I always said they should cut down how many games there are in both because you'd want to watch more now because there's just so much out there. You miss a game. I mean, back in the day, going back 32 years, I went ahead and I didn't have our wedding on a certain Saturday because the Flyers were playing. Just it was a regular game. We changed our wedding date because of the Flyers game.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't do it now. As much as I love the Flyers, I would just tape it and not worry about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Joe Hale with a comment here. He says he's glad Team USA won the hockey game. The goalie played great.
Absolutely.
And here's a few football things because football season never ends. So Maurice Wright has a question. He says, "Is Nakobe Dean gone? How long does Campbell sit?" Sean, you sent me something kind of interesting about that. Maybe you want to talk. Maybe you want to elaborate on what you sent me last week.
I send you so much stuff, man.
Well, you were saying there was an article. Now I don't know if this. I don't really think this necessarily has any merit. I think it's just a writer speculating. Mm-hmm. But like if Fangio wants to keep Nakobe Dean for the leadership and all that stuff, the premise of the article was the Eagles could actually backload Dean's contract, bring him back for this year, but then possibly after this year, maybe they consider moving on from Zach Bourne and you go. You know what I mean? You get one more year out of Bourne where you have all three guys, and then after this year, they could possibly move on from Zach Bourne, and then you still have Nakobe Dean and Campbell.
I mean, like I said to you in the text, Nakobe Dean balled out. It's just for me injuries. And you got this young guy in the wing, Jahad Campbell. Who's great at coverage and covers the tight end, does everything you ask them to do. But like you said, would it be nice to have all three? Yeah, but I would just rather keep Bourne and let the young kid eat, Jahad Campbell, and let Nakobe Dean get that money back. But if Howie can work his magic, like you always say, Joe, then so be it.
Yeah, here's a guy people were saying that the Eagles might have possibly been interested in. Mike Papernick Jr. says the Falcons franchise Kyle Pitts. I saw that. And
he just beat me to the punch. I was going to say they were all in. It seemed like they were all in by reports for Pitts. And Goddard was going to be gone. Now that's kind of done. They're not going anywhere near him.
I'm better off with a rookie, like I said to you, Jeff. I said it to Maurice and Joey, Kenyon Sadiq, if he's there. Kid can play. He's like a do-it-all tight end, and Goddard's going to go. He's 33. He's going to get that money just like Sweat. so be it, you know. But you definitely got to address that need come draft time via draft, or I don't think there's really anybody in free agency in my eyes.
And
Pitt's coming home, yeah, but no.
well, there's a few guys. Otten, the tight end from Tampa Bay, is a
Oh,
free
yeah,
agent.
true.
Yeah.
Isaiah Likely's out there.
He's a wide receiver / tight end. He's almost like EJ Jenkins, but if he knows he's going to get that starting role, bring him. I like the way Likely plays because when Andrews was out, he balled.
Yeah, well, this draft actually is pretty deep in tight end too. Like you can, so I mean that I forget. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah or somebody was saying like, he has tight ends graded like where you could get like good quality tight ends in like the third and maybe even in the fourth round.
Oh, absolutely. There's Max Clare from Ohio State, Trigg from Baylor, Andreas from Vanderbilt, the guy from Texas, Jolly from North Carolina State. I mean, I can keep on going, but there's a lot of like heavy talent with tight end and also edge rushers.
Yeah.
But just like Maurice said and Eddie, I would love, and I hope they can work it out, Jalen Phillips, because I just love the way his technique is. I think he was ranked 5th in rushes and stuff. Just his technique overall, I like.
You come to the Eagles as the players did. You come to the Eagles and you get into a great defensive line, and look what happens.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, like you said, Jeff. It's the camaraderie, the city, and fans. Everybody can get on the fans, but Philly fans in general, they know it's a love and hate. They know the game. They get on you when you're bad, but they embrace you also when you do well. Yep. It's like a big brother. It's like a big brother, little brother thing. But some people don't understand that. They always go after throwing Santa Claus batteries at Santa Claus, snowballs, and all this other stuff. I mean, we're not just the only ones. We can go on and on. There's other teams too.
The ones that go after Santa Claus all the time, they're the jealous ones. They wish they had something like that because there's been a lot worse shit. Like I said, I remember again when Oakland threw batteries at the players and hit someone in the face.
Well, you bring up a good point. The Ravens fan punched an old man in the face. Hit his head on the curb. Died. Yep. San Francisco Dodgers. Stuff like that.
You're constantly seeing other football games.
Look at the Rams 49ers game, remember?
You see fights in the stands all the time. And what do they come out and say? They say, oh, look, a fight broke out in the stands. Where do they think they're in? Philadelphia? It's like, get over it. I think they're jealous of Philadelphia because Philadelphia is known as a hard working town. A white collar, and they just players even say that when they get here. I know they're always trying to say the right thing, but look at Becton. He wants to leave. They're gonna cut him.
He's coming. He's getting cut.
He's coming back.
He's absolutely, and you'd be silly not to, Jeff.
Yep.
Because there, you say bye to Steen. You don't get him looking back. It hurts.
Yeah.
You get a guy that can play.
Yep.
And I think Jalen would want that. Yep. And another thing, since you bring up the O-line, how about Jurgens going down and getting stem cell recovery?
In Columbia.
Hey, I mean,
whatever works.
If that doesn't work, like I said, like me and Maurice talk, you got to. Would you shift over Jurgens to guard?
It's what I would consider it. I mean, but then again,
it depends on his back. If he, that's what it all comes down to. If he can't play center because of his back, how good is he going to be if you switch him over to guard with his back? A back is a back.
But you're not. You're hunched down more playing center.
Yeah.
You got to understand that, and you're doing more movement and mobility. So, I mean, the back injury, it takes like 2 years to recover from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Or more. Right.
Depending on whatever. And
they
just like
do the tush push,
yeah,
which I heard is not going away anytime soon.
You're going all the way down to the ground because it was brought up. Kelsey showed it, and I was amazed. Like he was so far down to do that tush push, and you're basically getting bull rushed by the defensive guys.
You're getting like 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds worth of people on your back.
Yeah,
All over you. Yeah, I agree.
But like Maurice said in the comment, how early for a tight end? He knows what I was. If Kenyon Sadiq's there, get him. If not, just like you said, Joey, it's heavy.
Here's my question.
They're bringing in guys. So
here's my question: Do you trade the first round pick and possibly the second round or a first next year for Crosby?
For who?
Crosby.
So you're telling me a second round pick next year in 23rd? If I mean,
they want a first, and they want a first next year.
I mean,
and they want to stop. They would have named a named player.
The problem with that is the money. The problem with that is the money, because as much as I'd love to have Crosby and I'd love to keep Jordan Davis and I'd love to sign Carter, and like you only have so much money. So like I think the question might be, and you only have so much draft capital, like because the Eagles have a lot of needs with like the one good thing, Lane Johnson and Dickerson are both coming back. So like even though the Eagles have to sign some the Eagles have to draft some young offensive linemen. Eddie Prather has the point right here I was trying to make. Like picking up Crosby will cost the Eagles some key defensive players. So let me ask you guys. Now, Jalen Carter is a great young player, right? And I love Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. Now, in my opinion, I actually think if you did make the move for Crosby, you would almost have to then you'd almost have to then trade Jalen Carter for a few picks.
To me, Carter's Reggie White. Carter is a defensive player who changes the game.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Look at his attitude, his maturity. He's got to wake up.
Yeah,
I think he's changed. I mean, I don't know. I like the way he plays. I mean, obviously the play he plays, but
his technique is awesome.
He was the same way in college, but maybe you get somebody under his wing. I don't know. Somebody needs to get with him, but he's just too good.
Was that guy, BG? Yeah, so we got him at the wrong time. The thing of it is, you're playing a game that everybody's dreamed to play. You know what I mean? And you have everything at your hands. Just grow up, man. Take the game seriously. Look at Jordan Davis. Cut weight, played awesome.
Oh yeah.
Him doing boneheaded play action, spitting on Dak. You got to wake up, man.
Yeah, but my point has nothing to do with like on the field, because of course I would love to put Crosby with Jalen Carter and Howie Roseman probably could figure it out, but my point is though, if you have Crosby making 40 million a year, and then you got to pay Jalen Carter like $25 to $35 million a year, that doesn't leave a lot of money up for the other spots, and you still have a Jordan Davis, you have a guy like a Jomo who they like, if they made that move. Jalen Phillips is, you're going to have, obviously you're not going to be able to pay Phillips. Sean's point, Nolan Smith. I was reading that, if the Eagles invest in Jalen Phillips, even though they like Nolan Smith, because of Nolan Smith's injuries and stuff, it wouldn't shock me if maybe they traded Nolan Smith.
Mm-hmm. It's as good as, absolutely. You got it. Put him, just like Jeff said, Keely Ringo, maybe a change of scenery, like I was talking to Maurice. Trade him, see what you can get. You're not going to get much for him, but see what can happen. And as far as Max Crosby, it would be great to see him here, but something's telling me, I keep saying it, watch him, like Hutchinson said, be a dream. The Lions.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Crosby's from Michigan, isn't he? Or isn't he from?
He played for Eastern Michigan, or one of the schools, college. Yeah, so match made in heaven.
Boy, they would be the we're the exciting whites on the defensive backs. They'd be exciting whites on the defensive line. You imagine him and Hutchinson.
Yeah, but you know what? The Lions didn't show me a damn thing last year. I was really disappointed in that team.
I mean,
Hutchinson played. They had their guys in there. They weren't like injury prone like they were the year before. They just didn't look together. I don't know if
they
it's
were lost because
Ben
Johnson. Ben Johnson was gone.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
So
supposedly, what you read, you don't know who to believe anymore when you read this shit on Facebook and everywhere else to make up stuff. The one thing I have seen consistent, and I saw on one of the football shows, is that Barkley said he is thrilled to death with the new offensive coordinator, that he's never seen an offense that's going to be like this, that he can't wait to get back on the field.
Because we're going to do running plays. We're not doing simple hitch plays, you know. And Mannion, I think me and Joey were talking about it. He brought up Malik Willis's stats when he filled in for Love. And he also brought up Jordan Love's stats. I think he's ranked top 5. So you're going to see a much more
balanced
offense.
Yeah.
And even with Grizzard, passing and running, it's not going to be the Patula show. Good luck in Miami, buddy, because you're going to shit the bed down there.
And I think that's why A.J. Brown's going to also stay here. I think because it's going to be more balanced. It's not going to be heavy on all run, or obviously he's never really been as much heavy on all throw, but I think he's going to get everything in there and make it have to do one way or the other. That's where Willis's stuff went up. He didn't just rely on one thing.
On A.J. Brown's thing, he just needs to shut up and play the game, because we catered to you when you wanted the ball, you got it. But when it comes down, and and I know, Joey, the San Francisco 49ers game, we should have won. But he had so many passes thrown to him, and he dropped the opportunity.
I agree. Yeah.
We had T.O. here, and we got a bad taste in our mouth from him, so it makes it double worse that A.J.'s opening his mouth kind of the same way that T.O. does. T.O. was worse, but still, you just play football and shut up. You're in a perfect spot. You got media, you got all the media there. You're one of the better wide receivers in the league. Just shut up. But I can understand. I don't think really. I think it's a lie with Hurts. I don't think him and Hurts really get along as much as like, oh yeah, we're good. I don't know if it's Hurts that's the problem. I hope this. I hope Mannion does come up with something different and Hurts gets in there. I can't put my finger on it why they really suck so much this year on offense.
He just needs to be the 2024 Hurts, like I was watching with the Super Bowl run. Running. We were doing the tush push. The guy can bench a squat, 600 pounds, and I don't want to hear no exotic plays. Just do what you do best and let's ball out,
You see it. I mean, you see those beautiful touch passes to Devontae down the field. And what's his face? Dodson. And Dodson was saying that he's never seen a guy, run in the locker room, like really rally a team around them and really have, control of everything like Hurts. Yeah. Obviously, Dodson comes from an area, we were having all kinds of problems in Washington and everything before, but still, you can't really figure what the problem is.
To the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's like they said their motto, belts to asses.
Mm-hmm.
And they really whipped them. And even Mahomes, they humbled him.
Oh yeah, it's just frustrating because, like you said, a million times you hear it from every angle. You don't know who's telling the truth. You listen to your big guns, your Adam Schefters, and certain ones that are out there. Those are the ones you listen to because they seem to be steady and know what they're talking about. But you read so much other shit, and it just gives you a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, well, it's all for likes and clicks.
Sure.
So you said, you go with the reliable sources.
Yep.
Well, that's an interesting thought because, you got the combines this week. So that's going to be really interesting. So, regardless of what they do with A.J. Brown, it wouldn't shock me if the Eagles went, especially with Dotson as a free agent. It wouldn't shock me if the Eagles drafted a couple wide receivers too. I mean, you look at our draft. You know what I mean? I mean, Eagles could go tight. Multiple tight ends. See, I think they attack the tight end position through the draft, and also they probably bring in. Maybe they don't spend a ton of money, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that they're either going to trade for a veteran free agent. I mean, I'm sorry, a veteran tight end, or they're going to sign one. Here's one. People touched on this last year, but what about like a guy like Michael Mayer from the Raiders? He looks like an interesting target to me because I think he's a free agent at the end of next year. Like,
Joey.
You could possibly get him for like a 5th round pick. Maybe you peddle like a 27 5th rounder. You know what I mean? Something like that. You bring a guy like him in, then you draft a guy too, and then you have a few different tight ends, competing and stuff like that.
They're not going to draft a couple tight ends. I don't think anybody's going to draft a couple tight ends.
No, but they're going to draft at least one.
One, yeah. And I also you think they're going to draft a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean,
I do at some point.
Yeah, I think it's the guy that Joey sent me, Peyton from North Dakota State, kid can play, and then Nussmeier from LSU. There's a lot of connections within the coaching the coaching staff. But as far as wide receiver, Lance from North Dakota State, and then a guy Greg Hurst from Georgia State. This guy is almost like the guy that we signed from that Division III school. What's the guy that we had this year?
Wait, who?
The guy Jeff Hurst. Who's the guy that we had on the team this year, wide receiver? We signed him as an undrafted free agent. He balled out. 81, number 81.
I don't. I'm drawing a blank. I was just looking. There's an article here. It says I'm reading something on. It says Raiders may have several suitors if Michael Mayer wants to change the scenery. Like that, that would be a move I would consider making if I was the Eagles. Like I was saying,
Bowers will go nowhere. So they got their tight end for a good long time. So
that dude's a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the compensation would be, but I feel like, but I guess then again, if there's a lot of suitors, you might have to give up like a 4th rounder. But you
might hit the battle with the Chiefs or something too. I remember the Chiefs don't have a tight end per se, so you might have them going after some other tight end that the Eagles want.
Yeah, that's true. Although the good thing is though, the Raiders may not want to trade him in the division. So if all things are equal,
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean was asking about a receiver. Is it Parker?
I'm gonna find it. I'm doing it now.
I'm drawing
to think of anybody else that did anything.
Darius Cooper.
There you go. Yeah, Darius Cooper.
Yeah.
There you go. I would find it. I knew it. There you go.
Yeah, but
Darius Cooper.
I always love this week though. I love the combine. The combine's great. I love the combine.
I love diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
Carlton State. There you go.
Who was that? Who was the quarterback that I said? I'm trying to think. The quarterback from North Dakota State, Sean.
Peyton.
Oh, Peyton. Yeah, that's right. And then you sent me the one. Wouldn't shock me. No,
he doesn't know Wentz, does he? He's not like a Wentz. Is he?
Nah, man. This
good athlete.
He's an athlete. He can. The stuff that Joey showed me, he can run when he needs to get that first. Okay. Unlike what Hurts did, I'm just saying, throwing it out there. And he throws a nice ball to his go-to receiver, which was Bryce Lance, which is Trey Lance's brother. But Nussmeier, like I was saying to Joey from LSU, has a lot of ties with a couple coaches in this Eagles organization. So you never know what can happen, But I think they do draft a quarterback later round. And does Tanner McKee go, guys? Does he get traded? They got him going to Miami.
That's where that's where it's all going. When they always to me, I mean, it makes sense. But now that an article I was just reading just before we came on air, they were talking about Tua. Where's he going to go and this and that? And they said, you know what? With the money he has, there's probably not going to be a team that's going to want to take on that money. He may be a backup in Miami.
I could see him. I could see Tua going to Minnesota.
That's one named team, and I'm trying to think what the other one was.
Bring Kirk Cousins back over there. Bring Tua over there. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's. And then I read another article. Since we're talking about articles, I can't believe the Browns are going to look and evaluate drafting a quarterback. Like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's a joke. It literally is a joke.
So
you had Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun. I love massages. Watson.
Well, he's nothing. He's done. I'm sorry, but he
is. But that contract and that money is just.
Well, it's their asinine fault for signing that contract. They have to eat that money and live with that for a long time.
And Shador, come on,
I'm not sold on him either. He's just all mouth.
No, he's a product of his own father.
True.
His dad got him in the league, and that's that. He stays in the pocket too long, and he gets hit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, the Eagles are a little lucky with Deshaun because the Eagles might have made that move for Deshaun Watson.
We almost had Russell Wilson too. As much as I love Seattle, we almost had Wilson, and that would have been a disaster too.
No thanks for both of them.
Sometimes the moves that you don't make are the best ones. Maurice Wright says the Eagles can get the center from Florida.
Yeah,
Slaughter is his name.
Jack Slaughter.
That'd be a great name on the back of a jersey. Slaughter.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you know that would be very telling because if the Eagles did draft a center relatively early, then that would tell you what they think about Jurgens back and then possibly moving him to guard.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy from Indiana. He went from Notre Dame to transferred to Indiana. Dugans. He's a big guy. So 6'5". So yeah.
There's Dave Yorno. Hey fellas, how's everybody doing through this big snowstorm? Yeah, doing all right. Got to get
Dave, I'm going to say this as nice as I can. It's kind of like the Cowboys. It came riding in like it was going to blow us away, and it ended up putzing out really, and we can just push it to the side.
Pretty much.
Oh, sorry. I just have to say something about the Cowboys. It's too easy.
Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, so the combine will be big. What are we about we're only about 2 weeks to free agency?
Yeah. March 11th.
Yeah, I'm psyched about that. Yeah.
Glad you have a sense of humor.
Well, speaking of the Cowboys, we were mentioning Nakobe Dean earlier. I mean, I'm a little concerned that Nakobe Dean might wind up being there, might wind up going there, because like he would make. You got Christian Parker there.
Actually, I was just watching that. I was just watching Good Morning Football, and they were talking about that this afternoon about Christian Parker being there, and they're going to go to the 4-3. They're going to change up that defense, and they might be a team to be scared of this year.
Well, no, they're going to go to 3. No, they're going to the
3-4. Excuse me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's going to play the hybrid 3-4. Well, I mean, you look at the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles technically play a 3-4, they say, but it's not. I mean, football's changed so much. It's not like back in the day where you watched like the Dome Patrol with the Saints and you had Swilling and Jackson coming from the outside. You had Vaughn Johnson and Sam Mills.
Reginald Turnbull,
So I mean, it's not Vaughn Johnson. They had Vaughn Johnson too. But
Ricky Jackson.
Yeah, Ricky Jackson. Yeah, so I mean, but the 3-4 is different now. Like, the Eagles technically play a 3-4, but it to me it looks a lot like a 4-3. You know what I mean? Like everything's like rotational and different lineups, and but let's keep it real. Like the standard 3-4 that they had in like the late 80s and the 90s, you couldn't play that in today's football. Like a guy like Vaughn Johnson. Actually, I'll give you one too. Remember the Steelers had LaVon Kirkland, and then we had LaVon Kirkland. You couldn't even play him today.
Yep.
Unless he was a situational player, playing goal line. You know what I mean? His fat ass is too. These asses too.
Who was the Redskin we got, and he lost the playbook, and they found it in his sewer? Remember that? He was a defensive player, and it was for the Redskins, and he dropped it somewhere, and they found it in his sewer. And it was the Eagles playbook. God, I can't remember.
Oh God, I can't remember. Defensive player from the Redskins?
Yeah, we got a big name defensive player.
Was it Kirk Gouveia?
No.
Because Gouveia played on the 91 Skins, and then we had him with he was here with Ray Rhodes a few years
ago. No, it wasn't him, but it was I
don't really I can't recall too many players that played here in Washington. Like I mean there's like as far as defensive players.
It was at the end of his career. He had like a couple years left pretty much in his career, and he came here. We were really thrilled to get him. And it was like, oh, this guy's going to shore up the line, this and that. And then they were talking the next day, if you happen to see this, and they were looking for the playbook, and somebody found it in South Philly in the sewer. Like in the sewer.
He was a defensive lineman?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I don't. It wasn't like I know we had Barry Wilburn.
No, it was a big name.
Yes. It was what? I'm trying to Google it. Former Redskin who lost his playbook, and maybe something will pop.
For Eagles, on Eagles.
Oh, this is in 2016. Yeah, he didn't even make the team. It's undrafted rookie linebacker Ajiro Edgeran is the former Redskins player who's defensive. Oh no, that's a Redskins guy. I don't know.
Yeah, do it on the. Hey.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, that was with the Redskins guy, but yeah, who knows? But yeah, what's this guy? Maurice with the comment here. He says, "Can the Eagles make a move in free agency without risking a lot?"
Hey Siri, what player?
I mean, I don't know.
Eagles and lost his playbook.
I mean, Howie finds a way.
Yeah. Oh, he does.
Maurice Wright says, wish it was Charles Mann. Yeah, Charles. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever I think of Charles Mann, I think of that Monday night game in 1991 where we had traded 2 first-round draft picks to get Antone Davis, and Charles Mann made Antone Davis his bitch. Like he fucking dominated us. Remember, like
I remember
I just
that.
remember
Was
him
it a Monday night game or
Davis
Thursday night?
So I remember Antone Davis, they said could, even though with his weight and size, could slam dunk like you wouldn't believe. And then I think after he stopped getting high, he was the one who sung that song, Because I Got High, after he was done his football career.
Yeah, no, you're thinking of Bernard Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Williams? Okay. I thought it was Antone Davis.
Yeah, Bernard Williams was our first round pick. He actually was good. We drafted him first round out of University of Tennessee in 1994.
Yeah, he was like Ricky Williams. He couldn't stay away from the ganja.
Yeah, dude. You're right. He played 1 year. He never came back. Meanwhile, we thought we had our starting left tackle for like the next 10 years, and then he never came back.
Yep.
And then they drafted Barrett Brooks from in the second round from Kansas State, and he was our starting left tackle the first year with Ray Rhodes. They had Barrett Brooks playing left tackle.
That we lucked out and worked out there, but that was right. Bernard Williams.
Yeah, Barrett.
Remember Leonard Renfro?
Leonard Renfro, that was another shitty. It's a shame because that was when you lost free agents, like when we lost Reggie White. We wound up having 2 first-round picks. Yeah, you're right. We had Leonard Renfro, we had Bernard Williams in that one draft. Leonard Renfro was terrible. Yeah, he was horrible.
Let's hit on the Phillies here. So I think what's his face Crawford. I know first game, but hit a foul ball home run. It was right on the pitch. Then hits a screaming double out into the outfield, and he is quick as shit. I hope this kid stays this way. I hope we don't let it get to him. I think he's going to be good.
He's here to stay. Yeah, I mean,
I hope so.
You have to showcase him, because we can't keep these guys in the minor league system.
Aiden Miller already has a back injury. He's got a bad back. He's hurting. And Bryce Harper's been talking about him, how good he is, but he's like concerned about having a back issue. He hopes that they don't push him too fast. And also, obviously, Bryce is pissed at the whole Dombrowski thing.
Yeah.
But he's also upset now that they didn't sign Reese. He wanted him back. I understand why. I love Hoskins. Always will. But they have no position for him. He can't just come off the bench.
Well, I mean, is it? If Bryce were willing to play right field some of these games, I mean, I
supposedly willing to move in the outfield. He said, but do you take a Gold Glove first baseman and then throw him in the outfield for Hoskins? I don't know.
To get right here, I mean, all I know is this lineup has never been as good as when they had Hoskins.
I agree.
So I mean, if Bryce were willing to play right, maybe you play Bryson right, a couple days a week, maybe, I mean, Schwarber and left isn't ideal, but maybe you play Schwarber and left here and there. I mean, you could find. I think they could have found a way to get Reese in the lineup, maybe at least a few times a week.
I think Dombrowski's playing with fire, doing this shit against Harper. I agree with Harper. I mean, you got to light a fire under him, and he seems like he can light his own fire and get there, but you just don't bring it out into the media, and he did. And that's just, you can't tell him, woo him, do everything that Middleton did to get him here, and, everything stays in-house. And then you have somebody like Dombrowski come out and say he's not elite. It's eating away at him. And I hope that he proves it wrong, but I feel this. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I feel this is not going to work. Something's not right. It's already starting. When there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, we better step up and play.
Here's the way I'm looking at it, right? Like, I think Dombrowski was really stupid in making his comments. David Arnold says the Guardian signed Hoskins. Yeah, I saw
minor league deal. Minor league deal. They wanted them, but minor league deal.
So I think Dombrowski was stupid comments. I don't really get the point of it. And I can understand Harper being a little pissed because Harper, if I'm Harper, I'm like, damn, dude, you're ripping me. But meanwhile, you had Alec Boehm hitting fourth behind me. I wasn't getting shit to fucking hit. Mm-hmm. You have the worst. Listen, if I'm Harper, I'm like, look, jerk off. You have the worst outfield in fucking baseball. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You did nothing to improve it. So I get all that, and I get Bryce's frustration, right? But here's where I'm at with it. I get Bryce's frustration and all that shit, and okay. I'm cool with you. Somebody asked you a question, you gave an answer. I get that. Now, no offense, shut the fuck up and play baseball now, dude. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm not going to kill Harper for being frustrated. I get his point. And the Phillies, I don't think, did do enough. But at this point, all right, dude, you made your point. Go fucking play. And then if you're not happy here or you want out, well then go to the Middleton and go to Dombrowski and be like, hey, you know what? I think I want to try to get out of here. You know what I mean? Because I'm not in the mood. You know what I mean? I guess what I'm saying is I'm not in the mood to watch I just watched AJ Brown with his little comments oh, I'm trolling and all this shit all year long. I'm not in the mood to watch Bryce Harper do that shit too. You know what I mean? Yeah. You made your point, dude. We all agree with a lot of us agree with you. Dombrowski didn't really do enough, but get it. But now, all right, you made your point. So let's stop fucking harping on it and go. And because as much as I like Bryce Harper and he did have injuries, all right, dude, it's been a few years since you put up MVP numbers. And so go fucking do it, dude.
I think Dombrowski could have used a different word or just shouldn't have said it. In general, I just think
I agree. Yeah.
It should have stayed behind closed doors. And if he wants to call him whatever he wants to call him, he can call him trailer trash if he wants. Who cares? But you don't do it to media.
No, I 100% agree with you. Like my point has nothing to do. Like I'm with you. I agree with you. But like, but now it's like, you got Bryce out there like, oh, well, we should keep things behind closed doors. But Bryce doesn't keep things behind closed doors. I mean, when they wanted to sign JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper's like doing things at home plate, like to sign the guy.
Well, I agree.
So I mean, it's like, and I like Bryce Harper, like, but like,
Sure.
all right, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like we're with you, bro. Like we want to see you we want to see the team win. We want to see you succeed. We don't agree with the comments either, but it's like, all right, dude, you're either going to keep harping on it or go fucking play baseball, dude, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree. I mean, I agree to a lot of that. I mean, you can see it in his facial expression during the interview. Harper doesn't look happy right now.
No, you don't.
No, he doesn't. He looks, I don't know if the word's disgusted. I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess pouting is a good word. They just don't have, what is it? Obviously, things worked well when they had the what do you call it? What do they call the young guys? Not kindergarten.
The daycare.
The daycare. They had fun. You saw them when somebody would hit a home run or a double or a single and all that stuff. And I know Stubbs is on the team again. Stubbs is fun to have around, but they got to get a better catcher than that as a backup or a third backup, whatever. But you don't see that same kind of fun team there anymore. They don't seem to have fun like they did before. They all look like, they all look like hockey players that are gripping the stick too tight because they can't get a goal. They have that look on their face now. They just don't look. I mean, again, season hasn't even started yet, but last year, it's the way they looked towards the end of the season. They all just looked like they had puss faces on. They didn't look like a fun as a team. Yeah. And to me, that changed a lot. I think that changed a hell of a lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And part of that could be the playoff failures, and that's where I put some blame on Dombrowski because, when you fail in the postseason multiple years in a row, sometimes you need that last little jolt of energy, like a nice new acquisition to add to the locker room. And
Duran was a perfect pickup. That was a great pickup.
Yeah,
that helped a lot. And having that, the Black Widow and all that fireworks and all that shit going on helped. But they just didn't seem like they were having fun. I mean, the game's supposed to be having fun, and you see these other teams having fun. I just don't look like they were having fun. Not like they did years before. No,
I hear you. Well, here's hoping that Crawford comes up and contributes, and then here's hoping that maybe Garcia changes scenery. Playing in Citizens Bank Park. Yeah. Maybe he could hit you 25 to 30 in a perfect world. I mean, that's what we got to hope. That's the one thing. The one thing about spring, right now it's cold as balls here and it's snowing. So like no matter what, at least when the Phillies get out there, at least we got something to look forward to. And hopefully they stay healthy because injuries can be a real problem. But I'll tell you what, one way to mitigate injuries, if you do get hurt, make sure you call my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or like I said, personal injury claims. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So not that anybody wants to get hurt because nobody wants to get hurt. But if you do, my man will get you paid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anything else we want to get into before we get out? Oh, wait, hang on. One more. Here's a comment here. Maurice Wright says, Phillies need 2 pitchers. Can they get them in the draft or trade for an ace? I don't see them going. I don't see them going for an ace. I mean, you figure Sanchez is an ace. Zach Wheeler, I mean, obviously he's coming off a major injury, so that's a concern. But
Jordan needs the ball out.
But if Wheeler is Wheeler, we have basically 2 aces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I agree with Maurice as far as it wouldn't shock me if they maybe signed a veteran guy just to eat up some innings, because I mean, what happens if Wheeler doesn't come back till like May or June or something? You know what I mean?
He's got when he comes back.
Walker.
He's got to take it easy. Oh God, please don't say that, Walker.
You know what's freak? Did you guys see Wheeler was talking about Wheeler actually like has his rib, like he literally has his rib.
Hey, why not?
I don't blame. I probably would too, to be honest with you. But I mean, like, but that's that's a little scary. I mean, think about it. We're trying to make a World Series run. It's like our ace pitcher just had a rib removed, and it's like,
when he makes the Hall of Fame, when he makes the Hall of Fame, they'll have a statue with his rib on it. Don't they have this? Don't they have what do you call it? Dillinger's Ding Dong in a museum?
I think so. Yeah, right. Probably. Yeah, who knows?
Take it easy. Have a good night.
Actually,
that's right. They do.
No, you know what they should do in the basketball Hall of Fame? They probably got Wilt's. They're like, here's Wilt's basketball accomplishments, and here's the 20,000 women right here. You know what I mean?
And they probably have like Kurt Schilling's bandage on his fake bloodied leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was. I'll tell you what. Whether that was real or either way, it was a hell of a performance, though.
Yeah,
that was the one thing about Kurt Schilling. I don't know if I've ever I want to say like him, Josh Beckett, because Josh Beckett was money time in the playoffs, and like Jack Morris, like those three dudes were like three of the clutchest motherfuckers I ever seen in playoff baseball. I will never forget that 1991. To this day, there's been a lot of great World Series, but in my opinion, the best World Series I think I've ever seen in my life was the 91 Twins Braves. I mean, every single game ended in the final at bat.
Yeah.
Every game was like a walk-off. It was unbelievable.
Chuck Knobloch.
So I have a question. I sent you a chat. Can you click on that link? Will we see it?
That?
I sent a chat into the studio. Can you click on that link?
I don't know. I don't know what'll happen if I do, though. I'll try it. Here we say. Are you guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you only seeing it?
Yeah, but I don't know how to get it. Oh yeah, here's the fight. I don't know how to get it to show to everybody else though.
Some good old time.
Oh yeah, wow! It's bench clearing brawl.
Bench clearing brawl. The Devils Flyers.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Went nuts on them. Oh, it's great. I have that saved on my email. Whenever I need something, I play that.
Yeah, Eddie Prather says Jack Morris was an ace on three different teams that won the World Series. Tigers, Twins, Blue Jays. And then Dave Arnold says, nice 76ers win last night. This team is so up and down. Unbelievable. Yeah,
Anthony Edwards gave a nice little, shout out to Maxey.
Because he got posterized.
Yeah. He did. He said, I love his game. Except when I get slammed on.
Yeah, Edgechrome had a good game too. I think he hit like 5 or 6 threes. So yeah, it was big Sixers win last night. I was pleasantly surprised. Put it that way. Yeah, pleasantly 138 surprised. Something? What's that?
Wasn't it 138 to like 105 or something like that?
135 to 135 to something. 103.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, it was a pleasant surprise for me because I was scrolling around because like every once in a while, like Bet 365 offered like a risk-free bet, like up to like up. I think it was like up to like $125, and but I always get nervous with that because I didn't want to risk any money, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it says risk-free. I was like, all right. I was like, so I put 50 on the Sixers plus 280, and I was like, to be honest with you, figuring I wasn't going to win, but I'm like, well, it's risk-free. Fuck it. I'm not going to, whatever. I'll just get $50 back. They wound up winning. So I wound up they won me like $150 last night. I couldn't believe it. I was actually fucking shocked.
There you go.
On you. Thanks.
I know, right? Eddie Prather says the Sixers were smart not to trade for Giannis. It would have been stupid to involve Edgecombe in any trade.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're really regretting McCain. He's balling out for.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that because not just him, but Isaiah Joe too. But
I just was going to say that.
You know what
19 points.
you know what pisses me off about the Sixers though? Like,
Morey?
well, yes, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Yes, Morey does, right? But look at his fucking drafts. Daryl Morey,
Okay.
Daryl Morey drafts extremely well, but then they're fucking stupid and they get rid of the guys.
Yeah, we'll get rid of you.
Last week,
I don't think Morey though is the one that actually does the draft. It's the guys around that convince him who to draft. Whereas I think what's his face Howie for the Eagles does, kind of have more of a say than Morey. But I agree though, he's got guys that come in here and are great, but we get rid of them and we get nothing back.
Well, I saw something like 2 weeks ago. There was one night where I think McCain had like 15 points in like 10 minutes or something like that. Isaiah Joe had like 18, and then Paul Reed had like 20-some points and like 8 rebounds. Meanwhile, he drafts Paul Reed in the second round, drafts Isaiah Joe in the same draft in the second round, and then takes McCain at 16. All 3 guys are fucking big-time contributors, and then the Sixers just let him go for nothing, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with what they get for the McCain trade, but that pick's going to be in like the mid to late 20s. I mean, yeah, and everybody says this coming draft in the NBA is supposed to be extremely deep, and it does look that way. But here's the one problem you got though: it might not be as deep as we think it is. Because think about it. Think about this, right? Our picks in the mid to late 20s. Well, some of these guys in next year's draft might be top 10 picks. So if their agent tells you, hey, look, you could stay in school, make NIL money, and you'll be a top 10 pick next year, you're not going to go and be the 23rd pick. You're going to go back to fucking school. So the draft might not even, our pick might not even be as good.
I have a thing that I always bring up with the draft in general. Don't you think like that maybe the top close, I'm going to say that maybe the top 10, maybe 4 or 5 actually become great players. All the rest, all the way down to you can go whatever round you are in any sport in their draft, could be a great player. You just don't know when you get lucky.
Yeah.
I bring out players that, number one, if you remember way back, the, what do you call it? The Chargers really wanted Manning. No. Whoever it was wanted Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened there? It could have been totally different career, everything. You just never know. And the players that you get, can turn out to be studs or could turn out to be, duds. Studs or duds is pretty much what it is. You just don't know what you're going to get. So if you say with the 23rd pick, you don't know. 3 years in a row, remember we took our picks, high picks. All 3 of them started off the season injured.
No, that's true. Yeah, we took 3 straight centers, and it was Nerlens Noel, Nerlens Noel, Embiid, and then Okafor.
Yeah, you just never know.
One last thing before we roll out of here. Maurice Wright says, with the McCain trade, I think the Sixers have a chance to really turn this team around and improve. Better for Maxey, I'd say. I mean, hey, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Maurice. I mean, like we were saying, by most accounts, it's a deep draft. But I was saying, my only concern is that some of these guys wind up staying in school and making the NIL money, because they'll make, you'll make more doing that than you will be in like the 25th pick. And then in 27's draft, you could be a top 10 pick. You know what I mean? So it might kind of water it down a little bit.
Who's the one? Is it the other? I'm trying to think who it is. One of the players right now is making more. He's making 20 million or something in NIL, and it's obviously saying he might make more staying in college than coming into the NBA.
That's going to happen a lot. Well, University of Oregon's quarterback stayed in college because he's getting paid,
And then he screwed the kid, Dominic Raiola's son. He went to Oregon. Now he's going to be a backup because the kid, Dante Moore, is coming back.
Yeah. World says, let me ask you a question. Why is Kyle Lowry on this team? No idea. I think probably Nick Nurse throwing
from the Raptors,
letting him steal some money for another year. And he's basically, I mean, he's basically like another coach. I mean, you know what cracks me up though? These NBA teams have like fucking like a 50 million assistants. Like, I mean, what like it's like what like yo, what's your job? Yo, man, I hand out the tails. Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
I talk to the forwards, you talk to the centers.
Yeah.
You're the point guards.
You know.
And you're the bubblegum guy.
Yeah. What's your job? Oh, when we go to ATL, I go to the Magic Club first and and make sure people can't see. You know what I mean?
That was when Harden was here. He used to go check out the clubs for Harden.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, all right, well, we're gonna wrap up here. Hopefully, hopefully the Phillies can show some good things in spring training. In the next coming, and we'll see what happens in the combine this week. Flyers are back at it, so maybe hopefully they could play some good hockey. We'll see if there's any trades or anything that could be made. And Sixers come home, and Embiid is actually questionable for the next game, so we'll see. Because getting a little concerned. He was looking so good for a while, and now all of a sudden he's back to being hurt all the time. So we'll see what happens there. So, but. All right. Well, anyway, it's been real. Hopefully everybody dug out, and we'll see you all next week.
Sounds good.
Have a good week. Peace.
Game on, getting strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats with